Thank you for the nice introduction. I am Saja Aljuneidi, and today I'm presenting with my co-author, Larbi Abdenebaoui. On behalf of our co-authors, I just want to mention that we are from OFFIS, that's in Oldenburg, Germany, and our work today is also focused about Germany. We did it with the city of Oldenburg and the University of Oldenburg. So to start, I would like you to rethink or revisit the last time you filled an application form for a public administration. Probably this experience wasn't the easiest, not the smoothest, full of some questions. The application was probably long and complicated, and you aren't the only person who would have had such an experience, because globally, but also in Germany, public administration forms tend to be very complicated and very long and use very hard language to be politically correct and to be always in the correct lines in the eyes of the law. These languages tend to be very hard. This means that citizens don't understand what they have to fill and tend to make also mistakes. These mistakes get submitted. The civil servants have to go through processing these applications with mistakes, contact the citizens again to fix the mistakes. There's a lot of back and forth, which means that there is more work for the civil servants, citizens are not so happy, and services are just delayed. So it sounds like a lose-lose situation. So we thought that maybe generative AI can be an opportunity to touch on this issue, and we wanted to create a chatbot that simplifies those languages of the application forms and helps citizens have a simpler application to fill. For sure, we wanted to involve the stakeholders who are affected by such systems. And before we go in details on what we actually did, I would like to present the use case that we focused on in this project. So this project actually happened last year. It was with the city of Oldenburg, and the idea was to develop this system that helps citizens to fill application forms with less mistakes. The idea was to have the chatbot as the main feature, and there are other features that maybe I will mention one of them later as well. We only focused on one service for the span of the project. That was the service of housing entitlement certificate, or certificate for subsidized housing, that allows citizens who don't earn enough money to live in cheaper flats. We had some interviews and talks with the civil servants in the city of Oldenburg, and they mentioned that this service is also popular, so a lot of citizens apply for it, and a lot of them always make similar mistakes, so we figured it's a good use case. So as I said, the main feature was the chatbot for sure, and the possibility for citizens to ask the chatbot also some questions that they usually ask for civil servants. For example, how much am I allowed to earn to apply for this application? How many people can live in the flat? If I have a child, can I have a bigger flat? And so on and so forth. And the second feature was the OCR that we had, so people would take pictures of the documents that they usually have to attach to their application forms, and those information will be collected and filled automatically in the form. All right, so building all of this, we wanted to keep an eye on the values that stakeholders, citizens, and civil servants will want to have in such systems, and how can we translate those values into an actionable system requirements. My colleague now will continue talking about the methodology, and we actually did.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Saja. To answer this question, actually, we conducted 2 workshops, one with service providers, employees from the Stadt of Oldenburg, the municipality of Oldenburg, and also a member of the developer team. And in the second workshop, we have the citizens or the service seeker, and there are people who have experience actually with this application. Now, I go a little bit deep, but quickly to the methodology that we follow. Actually, just a disclaimer, we don't provide or we don't develop a new framework. We just combine existing frameworks for our workshop. In the first step, we combine the value-sensitive design and value-based engineering in order to organize and also to conduct our workshops, and for examples, we identify personas, and we use the ideas and the principles there also to define the roles of different stakeholders. And the second step, we combine the value-based engineering with the thematic analysis in order to have a kind of reproducible methods to reproduce such value-driven design or workshops. The most important thing that I want to here highlight is the value qualities. In the value-based engineering, we have the possibility to describe in the context what is the risks and what are the risks and what are the chance for giving application or tools now, and we do it within the value qualities, and also the possibility we have also the possibility to define ethical value requirements. Actually, there is what we have to do, what the system is really practical thing for designer, but also for policy maker. Now I go to the results. I will not present every core value here. We have at the end 7 core values, and in each core value we have the value qualities, and we define also the ethical value requirements. I will focus for today, for this presentation, on equality, the core value equality. We identify in these core value 3 main value qualities: discrimination, social inclusion, and accessibility, and technological inclusion. I will share with you the quote, or one person, participants mentioned that if we want to develop such a generative solution or based on generative AI, then it's really, really important to take in consideration that people or citizens have different accents, and the system should be able to recognize this without discriminating. And this was for us a really, really important thing, because one thing that the developer team claim, okay, the generative AI have this capability to translate with restriction that we know to translate to other languages, which also the target group here in this for these applications. A lot of people don't speak German and they need this translation, and the idea is to make them more autonomous. But if the developer team or the team that present that promise that we have maybe a kind of a vocal interaction, then this information should be taken in consideration. And that is, of course, one of the major challenges in this to minimize discrimination actually as a value quality. And what we define at the end is just to minimize. We cannot avoid that, to use really representative personas, to talk to other people and try to understand who are really the service seeker, and also, of course, to apply bias mitigation strategies with different tools that we also saw here in this, in fact. What is really important also in this value-based engineering is the possibility to define, as I mentioned, the positive values and negative values, or the risks and the chance. Here, for example, again, for discrimination, more explicitly, the system that is in developing can reduce human bias throughout inclusive design, of course, but it could also reinforce or introduce bias, of course, due to the nature of the models that are used, and the black box effect. Now I give it back to Saja.
So, just to conclude, for sure we couldn't cover all the values that we had as results in our paper. You can refer to the paper, as always. But we just want to mention that those values are obviously well connected to one another. So we had to make trade-offs when we built the system itself, keeping in mind how those values are connected to one another. We also saw that a lot of people in Germany, giving the very little digitalization public administration, were very excited to see new efforts in having new digital solutions, but there is still the need to have a human fall. In this paper, we don't have, we're happy to hear that, but we don't have any specification on the nature of what is this human fall, where the human should be involved. So more research is happening on this as well. And finally, we were also happy to include the people in so not to have our system only compliant with the legal norms, but also with the societal norms in Germany in specific. All right, so that was our presentation. Thank you all for listening. We're happy to answer your questions.